Hey chaps, Yore-GM here. Today we're diving into the fury, betrayal, and tragedy behind one of the most catastrophic forces in Dungeons and Dragons lore, Dragon Rage. Give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment. If you hate the video, not my table, but tell us what you think anyway. Now, let's talk dragons. Back in the Age of Dawn, dragons ruled vast stretches of Faerûn, ancient, intellectual, powerful beyond belief. Some waged wars with giants, some followed Tiamat into devastation, others served Behemoth, forging codes of justice, honor, and restraint. The Tarian Code was born from this era, honor and fealty to the king, honor to righteous innocence, duty to the balancer, his mercy, and the justice maker, protection of those who cannot protect themselves, correction of the enemies of good, and forbearance for oneself. Dragons were rulers, scholars, protectors, and destroyers, but all of that changed when the elves arrived. At first, the elves asked for a small kingdom, and the dragons agreed. But war raged between factions of elves and dragons, and more land was sought by both sides. Land was carved and agreed to, but behind that diplomacy, the elves created a weapon, the Dracarage Mythal, tied to the King Killer star. Whenever that star rose, any creature with draconic blood would fall into a state of wild, uncontrollable rage. It started with agitation and ended in apocalypse. Not a single dragon was immune. Cities turned to ash and Faerûn bled. To understand how the word rage just doesn't sum up the sheer devastation, you had dragons turning on their young, on their friends, on the ones that they loved and had no control over it as their worlds burned. Even Behemoth himself was imprisoned by the spell's ancient magic. This led to war between the elves and dragons, causing mass destruction. But dragons fought to stop the Dracarage Mythal. Elves, that were like the winged Avariel and considered kind and gentle, were nearly driven to extinction. It's hard to say who was right. The elves sought freedom and considered dragons greedy and cruel rulers. The dragons, they could have ruled with wisdom, but they oversaw 5,000 years of war and the destruction of the giants even before the elves arrived. And in Dungeons and Dragons, the dragons are often representing the enemy. But the Dracarage Mythal didn't stay in elven hands. It was stolen, twisted by Samaster, a lich who used it to control the rage and bind dragons to undeath. Now their choice was worse. Rage or become Dracoliches. The cult of the dragon was finally being realized. Those loyal to Behemoth banded together. Their mission? Destroy the Dracarage Mythal once and for all. Many died, but the spell was broken, and rage was no more. Behemoth was freed, rising to full godhood, and balance returned. But the cost? The Dragon Empire fell, their power broken, the elves had risen, and Faerûn would never belong to the dragons again. Dragon Rage wasn't just destruction. It was trauma, betrayal, legacy, a magical weapon that shaped a continent and left dragons as relics of a fallen age. So what do you think? Was the Dracarage Mythal justified, or did the world lose something greater? I'm Yore-GM. Leave your thoughts in the comments below. If you liked it and you're looking for an online GM, follow the link to my latest campaigns, like and subscribe. If you hated it, not my table, but leave a comment anyway.